Today, let's do a pattern review for this Fanny Pack pattern. Welcome, I do sewing and DIY related content, and today we are making a fanny pack. So I got a pattern from Etsy from the Bag Pattern Studio for how to sew a fanny pack. It came with two different sizes. Everything was really straightforward and easy to cut out at the beginning. So what I ended up doing was I made one as sort of a test, which was just made out of blue denim. And then this one that I'm making with the Donkey Kong fabric is truly the fabric that I'm going to be using for like the main video and pattern review. Now, my goal with this video is not to walk you through step by step of how to make this fanny pack. The Etsy store provides a video that kind of shows you how to do that, but I am going to be pointing out along the way spots where I found were kind of tricky or a little hard to follow. Everything at the very beginning was pretty straightforward. I also found that it was a little easier for me if I changed some of these steps. So as an example, at the beginning, I actually started working on the lining just so that I kept those pieces together. And then some of those smaller items, such as those kind of the D-ring connectors that I pinned first, I pinned those up as well. Then I started working on the zipper. So now for the zipper, you had kind of a couple different options. What I liked was that she had these little squares that you could use to kind of block the ends of the zipper just to give it a more professional touch. I did include those in mine, but she had listed on the pattern piece itself that it was optional. So if you did not want to do this step, you did not have to. I also found it a lot easier using a zipper that was slightly bigger than what the pocket was intended, as then I wasn't having to worry about like any of the metal edges. Now some people will have just like that long zipper tape. You could have definitely used that as well, and that probably would have made this easier too. So here's what my pocket looks like. So I'm just going to take that seam to sew the zipper in place. I also sewed up those D-ring connectors as well as the lining. So just doing a lot of steps at one time so that I could kind of do bulk items. There were a lot of small pieces and I didn't want to lose them. So doing it this way allowed me to keep everything together without losing any of those other pieces I had worked on. And then after I had the bottom portion of the zipper done, I just added this like top piece as well. What I really liked about this pattern was all the pockets. So when we actually took this to Universal Studios, the fanny pack itself has like a front pocket and a back pocket. The front pocket worked perfect for holding like our tickets and hotel key, and then the back pocket worked perfectly for just having like a little bit more security for our wallet, money, things like that. So I really did like the setup with those two pockets. Once I had all of that done, you can see that this is what my lining looks like. So then I added the other lining piece on just so that I could have all of it connected. Again, since there were a lot of pieces, since this just has pockets and it has the actual bag itself, I found it easier to combine all of them so that I could make sure that nothing would get lost. So just sewing the lining up, and then I would set the lining aside for now. And then very typical for most sewing patterns, this relied so heavily on ironing and pressing everything out. So here is what that one pocket looks like. You can see I've opened it. We're going to top stitch along the top and bottom. And then for the second pocket, what you had to do is it's just a rectangle, and then you needed to mark where we would be cutting this open. And then we would be folding those raw edges in on themselves so that you would get a nice clean and crisp line, and then the zipper would just kind of pop through. I did think this was an interesting way to do it, and then of course going through using my iron just to make sure it holds in place. Using your iron to kind of fold back the raw edges was used so heavily in this pattern. I do think it made it easy, but sometimes you can just get into issues where it can be hard to get the fabric to stay even when you are really pressing it. But overall, not too bad, and then I think that this gave it a really nice and clean look. Then with the zipper, you did have to kind of take into account that you wanted that zipper to be slightly smaller than what the pocket's going to be. So once I had it all nice and pinned in place, I then just went and sewed that up. In addition, we had those little D-ring kind of connectors, so I just folded this over. The pattern gave you a lot of instructions on what type of hardware you needed to buy, so I found this really easy just to go through, fold this over, and then just kind of sew this in place. I used plastic D-ring holders just so it was easier to go through metal detectors and also made it lighter. You could definitely use metal though. And then once I had all of that prepped, it was just time to sew everything. So doing that top stitching for both pockets, and then I did sew up those D-ring connectors just to hold it in place. Once all that was done, I then went back to my iron and just kind of folded those raw edges in so that I would be able to connect this to the front and back of the bag. So as I mentioned, a lot of this was just kind of pinning everything in place. This pattern also was very, very heavy on making sure you sort of marked everything correctly. So that's what I did here. I would also say for this, as you can see, I'm actually using quilting cotton, but I added fusible fleece to make it a little bit more durable. I think that this turned out so nicely with the fusible fleece. It just gave it a really professional look. It also helped it hold up to be much more of a bag shape. When I did the first bag, I did not use fusible fleece as I just didn't have enough for two. That's why I went with the denim. But I definitely think the cotton with the fusible fleece, I like that look better, which is why I decided to use this fanny pack for the video. Another item that I really liked about this pattern was the steps for like the lining and the outside of the bag were very similar. So once you did it for one piece of the bag, you then sort of just repeated it either for the lining or for the outside, depending on which order you did. In the actual pattern description itself, she had you do the outside of the bag first and then the lining, which is what I did for that denim bag. But when I did the second one, I did kind of switch that order. Both turned out completely fine and worked, so it wasn't necessarily like you need to do the outside and then the lining first. You could have switched them. I also added the zipper to the main like front portion of the bag, and then I went through and kind of did these nice little folded corners, so that giving it those darts to just add a little bit more dimension. And this is what allows it to look much more like a fanny pack, and then what made it so that the fusible fleece really kind of like pushed out and showed how nicely it ended up coming together. Now, one thing that did come up, as you can see, I am actually using two different sewing machines as I sewed through this. I decided to bring my sewing machine downstairs as we recently got a new table, so I'm using my older sewing machine. What I saw though was, especially if you're doing very thick fabric, so like when it came time for this fusible fleece to be sewn with the zipper, my older sewing machine did struggle at some of those like corners and edges, so it was really important to grade the seam. So as you can see here, I'm actually back on my new sewing machine, which had no issue sewing through this. It was very easy for it to go through, sew those edges up, but definitely something to keep in mind if you have a sewing machine that does struggle with thicker fabrics. This pattern may be really hard for it. Then when it came time to actually attaching the lining to the exterior of the bag, this part was easy for the first piece to sew on. Like all we're doing is sewing the tops together with right sides together, going through basically making a sandwich for that zipper so the zipper's inside. But when it came time to actually sewing the rest of it in place, that's where it got really tricky. And I feel like this kind of went from maybe like an advanced beginner pattern to being more intermediate, just because there was so much we had to do. So as you can see, the lining is now attached to the main portion of the bag, but to actually like bring all of it together, things started to get thick. So I had to go through, kind of do those two edges, which easy to sew, but if your machine struggles with thicker fabrics, this could be a challenge for it. And then when I had to go back through and actually attach all of it together, that's where it got hard. Because the first step for this, you had to kind of like flip it inside out, which again was completely doable. And then you pushed the lining inside and then you pinned all of it up. But because of how the zipper kind of goes around, in the pattern itself, all it shows is just to kind of like take a seam all the way around to top stitch. But this can be really challenging with the zipper. It can also be challenging just because it's kind of like on a corner. So this did take me a couple times, and I will say that my old sewing machine, when I did this with the kind of test fanny pack that I made, it really struggled. So here you can see everything kind of went okay as I was sewing through, but then when it got time to do those like edges, that's where things got really difficult, and I did have to do multiple separate seams. So here's what the bag looks like as far as the main bag portion itself. I thought everything came together pretty nicely except for when it came time to really bring the entire bag together, but I was able to figure it out. Now the other piece that was really challenging about the pattern was the straps. I think there was some sort of disconnect as the hardware she said to get did not match what was in her video. So I bought this kit off Amazon. This kit was so much easier. I will link it below if you're just interested, but it allows you to do a buckle, All you have to really do is just kind of push these straps around the D-ring, and then I just folded them so you didn't see any raw edges, and then sewed them in place. My sewing machine had no issue sewing through this. Again, it is kind of thick, so if your sewing machine struggles, that would be something to look into. But I found that this kit was so much easier than trying to follow the instructions that were in the pattern, as it had really nice images to walk you through all of it, and then you got a really nice buckle, and it was much easier to take on and off. So honestly, this fanny pack was so much fun to make. If you are an intermediate sewer or somebody who is very adventurous as a beginner, you could try this. I think that being an intermediate would be the best level, and this worked so well for Universal Studios. We actually got a lot of compliments on it, which was fun too. People thought it was something you could buy in the store there. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.